Hello friends, coming in with a little energy update for this wild and potent time we're moving through. Literally in my element here. Decided to go for a hike, and this just seemed like the best place to share this with you all. I keep receiving intuitive nudges to share this, so here I am. First off though, I just want to be real for a second. Sharing things like this, like solar flares and the Schumann Resonance stuff and astrology insights, it honestly does not come super easy for me. So I have to constantly get out of my own way to even speak this out loud and share it in public spaces like this. There are so many times that I write these energy updates and experiences like on paper and then I never share them. But I am working on breaking that habit and channeling more courage to share this more often. With that said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm just here sharing from my own perspective and experience of what I've been feeling and sensing and what I believe to be true in this moment. So let's talk about the energy this week. We had a big solar flare blast come through on Sunday. You can see here on the Schumann Resonance here, you can see that big whiteout that happened on Sunday. And then that blackout that happened the next day on Monday. And the blackout, that just means the frequencies, they're X-class solar flares, so they're just so high they literally went off the charts. And it's no coincidence this is happening right before the summer solstice, the peak of light here in the northern atmosphere, and we're experiencing the longest days of the year. Whew, crazy dogs in the water as I record this video. But anyway, we're waning down from the full moon in Sagittarius last week that may have illuminated some things or may felt like a culmination point or karmic cycles that are rising so you can release it and move on. And we like to hold on and grip onto things and situations and people and environments and beliefs so tightly that sometimes it takes Mother Earth and the universe and the cosmos to catalyze these changes and growth for us. So if you've been feeling all over the place lately, or tired, extra emotional, ungrounded, or maybe it just feels weird, you're definitely not alone. It has definitely felt very liminal for me this week, and I thought it was just because I got back from being at a festival, and from what clients and friends are sharing, that things are being shook up for some of us. And these solar flares and Schumann spikes, they affect our nervous system and our energy fields, our emotions, because we are not separate from Earth. As she shifts, so are we. So what is the Schumann resonance? The Schumann resonance is the electromagnetic frequency of the Earth's atmosphere, sort of like her heartbeat. And it was once stable around 7.83 hertz, but there are solar cycles. They're roughly about 11 years, and they measure it by measuring the number of sunspots on the sun's surface. So we're currently in solar cycle 25, which began in somewhere around December 2019. So we're basically in the peak of it. Like mid to late 2025 into 2026 is basically the peak of this solar cycle, 25. So this peak period is where sunspot activity and solar flares and geomagnetic storms are at their strongest. And these solar flares and coronal mass ejections, they create geomagnetic storms here on Earth, which is what affects the satellites and our GPS and our phone service and the power grids and things like that. From my perspective, we're already experiencing this in the collective. And these solar storms can amplify energetic sensitivity, especially for if you're an empath or intuitive or someone that tunes into the energies. And you could be experiencing disruption like in your sleep or your mood or clarity or your intuition, or maybe you're just feeling like super connected and in tune with yourself. So when Earth shifts her frequency, your body, your mind, and your perception shifts. And when that happens, our perception of time and our awareness and even our physical bodies have to recalibrate to this. Time can feel like it's, Time can feel like it's going so fast. I know I've been experiencing this as well and others I know. And as our frequency rises, our perception of time changes because our consciousness is also accelerating. So right now, this week, it may be feeling like a compression. It may be feeling very contracted, like everything's just getting tighter and tighter. But tomorrow we have the summer solstice, and hopefully you will feel that release and that expansion. And just know this is part of the process and part of the recalibration. And the solstice energy is inviting us to just anchor in more light into our physical bodies and into our consciousness, and to slow down and listen and receive and realign to our natural rhythms, to our soul rhythm. And you don't have to do anything fancy. Just give yourself space, breathe, rest, drink lots of water, take salt baths, get in a creek, nourish your mind and your body, clear and protect your energy, honor your needs. I'm honoring my needs because I felt like I needed to be out in nature with my feet in the water. There are major timeline shifts happening, so every decision you make, every intention you set is so freaking powerful right now. And yes, it can feel messy. I don't think this is just some random solar activity. It's activating something deeper within us. So think of it as like a cellular upgrade. You're shedding the density so you can hold more of your own light. And things feel like they're falling apart or just off. Maybe they are. And maybe that's exactly what's needed for you right now for something better to emerge. So sending you so much love as we cross this threshold of the solstice tomorrow. I'll be sharing more energy updates like this and other astrology insights in my new community, the Cosmic Garden. That's off of social media and completely free. So if the Cosmic Garden speaks to you, along with connecting with others who are navigating these shifts together, I'd love to invite you. The first thing I'll be sharing in the Cosmic Garden are ways to protect and call back your energy. So if this speaks to you, just DM me or comment and I'll send the link your way.